welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Katie and I'm so happy that you're here. In today's video, we are going to be recreating some home decor from the Anthropologie website. It's one of my favorite websites to shop, but also one of the pricier places to find some home decor. So I decided to pick out 3 things that I thought maybe I could DIY, and I'm gonna show you how it turned out today, how the process went, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So I saw a jewelry hanger on their website and it just hangs right on the wall, and as far as the materials go, it looked pretty straightforward. So I have this block of wood here. It was honestly just scrap wood that I had, and I'm keeping it in its natural state. I'm not going to stain it or paint it or anything because as far as my decor goes right now, this is going to blend in really well with all of the natural wood tones. Next, I decided which side was going to be the bottom, and then I just measured to make a hole on each side, marked it with a pencil, and then I'm gonna go ahead and drill a hole on each side. So I'm using these C hooks, and I just wanna make sure that I'm drilling far enough in for them to be able to twist in all the way. And then once I drilled both of my holes, I just took 2 C hooks and twisted one into each side. For the piece that the jewelry is actually going to hang on, I'm just using a wooden dowel. Very simple, easy to find, and you can stain it any color you want or you can paint it, and I decided to paint it in No Surprise, this pink color that I've been using for everything, and I really love the way this looks, especially with the natural wood as the top part. I just think that looks really nice. Here's an example of what one would look like if you did decide to stain it. You could really make this very customizable to your taste. Now it's time to hang it up, and I'm using these little sticky Velcro command strips, and these are one of my favorite things to use when I know something might not be permanent and I don't want to put nails in the wall. These hold a significant amount of weight. Make sure you read the package, but these have worked really well for me. Okay, so I fell in love with this little apothecary jar bud vase display type thing that they had, and I just had to figure out how I could make one. So for the base, I'm using just another piece of wood that again I'm going to keep in its natural color, and for the little rings I'm using this gold wire. To start, I just took a glass. You can use any circular shape, and also this might depend on what type of little vases or jars you're using, but I just wrapped the wire around the base of the glass. Then I used my wire cutters to cut it, and then I used some pliers to bend the ends so that there was a little hook on each end and I could hook them together. I repeated this process 3 times because I'm using 3 little vases. Okay, now to hook these 3 rings together, I wanted to use some embroidery thread that I bought the other week for a different project but never got to use it, and I really like this color. So I cut a piece of it and then I tied it 3 times around 2 of the rings. Then I started to just wrap the string multiple times around both rings to make sure that it was nice and tight and also that it looked pretty. And then I tied a couple more knots just to finish it off and then cut the ends off. Then I also did this for the last ring on the other side and repeated this same process. To hold these little rings up, I'm using a smaller wooden dowel that I cut down to about 1 inch or 2 tall. So I measured in from each side to make sure that they would be even and made a mark, and then I drilled a hole for each of them. Now they fit perfectly, and I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue into each hole, or you could use wood glue as well, just to make sure that they're going to be nice and tight. The last step is to add a bit of glue to the top of each dowel, and then take the 2 rings that are on the ends and glue them right to the top of the dowel. Then you can add your little vases or jars and some flowers, whether they're real or fake, and I think this one looks so pretty. Okay, so this is the simplest of the 3 DIYs, but basically I had this vase that I've had for quite a while. I can't even remember where I got it, but it's just a white vase with like a ribbed pattern on it, and I was browsing the Anthropologie website and I saw a similar color vase and it just had simple pink stripes down the side. That's it. Really simple, but really pretty. So I thought maybe I could turn this vase into that. And so I just took a small paintbrush and painted down one of the indents on the vase. Now it did get a little bit messy, but what you can do is just take like a tissue or a Q-tip or something and clean up the edges, or if you don't have something that's like ridged like this, you can also use painter's tape. So I just painted every 6 indents. I think it's probably about an inch or an inch and a half between each one. And that is all you have to do. And because this is acrylic paint, if you mess up, it's not a big deal. You can wipe it off pretty easily or like chip it with your fingernail before it's dry fully, and then you can redo the line if you need to. I just really like this one because I think anyone can do it and it fits in really well with my decor.